everyone, welcome to the classes on fluid machinery. In today's class, we'll be discussing few problems in connection with reaction turbines, and mainly we'll be discussing the problems of radial flow, that is radial inlet reaction turbines, and Francis turbine will come inside the classification. Okay, here is our basic data about a radial flow reaction turbine. We have already discussed the data in the previous class, but we forgot to mention this term. This is the degrees of reaction. In some question we have to calculate the degrees of reaction, which is given by 1 minus cot alpha divided by 2 cot alpha minus cot theta. So we have to study this equation also for solving the problems on reaction turbine. Okay, here is our first problem. An inward flow reaction turbine. So inward flow reaction turbine has an external and internal diameter. So reaction turbine will have two types, axial flow and radial flow. In radial flow we have two classification, inward flow and outward flow. So inward flow means the flow of liquid will be coming from outside of a drum to the inside of the drum. Okay, so we will be dealing with the diameter, outer diameter and inner diameter. The coming liquid first will contact with the outer diameter, that is first velocity triangle. This velocity triangle will come in the outer region of the drum, and second velocity triangle will come in the inner region of the drum. That is why it's mentioned inward flow reaction turbine. In some turbines we will have outward flow reaction turbine. So in that case, water will be flowing towards out direction. So first velocity triangle will come here, and the second velocity triangle will come here. Water will be flowing from inside of the drum to the outside, this direction. So in this question, this is inward flow reaction turbine. This is our first velocity triangle, which will be outside of the drum. This is our second velocity triangle, is the inside of the drum. The importance is that when calculating the value of u1, u1 is equal to pi d1 n1 by 60 and u2 is equal to pi d2 n by 60. The value of d1 will be larger when it is water flowing from outer to inner. d1 will be larger quantity, d2 will be smaller quantity. When the water is flowing from inner to outer, d1 will be small quantity and d2 will be larger quantity. So that is the importance of inward flow reaction turbine. Okay, has an external and internal diameter 0.9 meter and 0.45 meter. So here external diameter is d1 and internal diameter is 0.45 meter. The turbine working at 200 rpm. So speed is given 200 rpm. Width of the turbine at the inlet is 200 mm. Width we have mentioned about discharge pi d1 b1 vf1, where b is the breadth or width of the turbine. So b is given as 200 mm at the inlet. So b1 equal to 200 mm. The velocity of flow through the runner is constant and it is equal to 1.8 meter per second. Velocity of flow, that is Vf. Velocity of flow is constant means Vf1 and Vf2 are same, and that is equal to 1.8 meter per second. The gate blades make an angle 10 degree to the tangent of the bead. So I have mentioned that we have two types of angle, blade angle and a gate blade angle. So blade angle are theta and phi. Gate blade angle means alpha and beta. So it is mentioned blade makes an angle 10 degree to the tangent of the wheel and discharge at the outlet of the turbine is radial. So water leaving radially means beta is equal to 90. So automatically 10 degree will be the value of alpha. Okay, it is given alpha equal to 10 degree and beta equal to 90 degree. If beta equal to 90, we can directly write our velocity triangle won't have any v omega 2 component. Okay, that is beta equal to 90, v omega 2 0, discharge radial. Draw the velocity triangle. So we have to draw this diagram and outlet, inlet and outlet velocity triangle. Determine the absolute velocity of water at the inlet. Absolute velocity, we have to calculate the value of v1, that is called the absolute velocity. Velocity of whirl at the inlet, vw1 we have to calculate. Relative velocity at the inlet, vr1 we have to calculate. Runner blade angles, that is blade angle, Theta and phi are called the blade angles. Alpha and beta are called the gauge blade angles. Width of the runner at the outlet. Here it is given B1 is equal to 0.2 meter. That is the width of the turbine at the inlet. We have to calculate the width of the turbine at the outlet. That is B2 we have to calculate. Okay. Last one, mass of water flowing. We will know the equation for discharge. Q is equal to meter cube per second. To convert to mass flow rate, we will be multiplying with the density. So we'll get the mass flow rate. Head at the inlet of the turbine. So in the previous we have discussed an equation for head. The total head will be converted into work done. So if you subtract the value of outer exit velocity, we will get the work done equation. So comparing these two equations, we will get the value of head. Okay. And the last one, power developed and hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. So power developed, we have equation V omega 1 U1 plus or minus V omega 2 U2 into mass of liquid flowing rho A V1. Okay. And the last one, hydraulic efficiency. It is the ratio between the water power given to the runner and the power developed by the runner, RP by WP. Okay. We'll start with the absolute velocity. Absolute velocity V1 can be calculated with the two equations. CV root 2gh either we can use, or we can use this triangle. From that we can calculate the value of V1. Okay. So in this triangle, we know the value of alpha is known and Vf1 is known. So we can write the equation sin alpha is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse equal to Vf1 by V1. The value of alpha is known and Vf1 is known. So we can calculate the value of V1. So V1 sin alpha is equal to Vf1. We will calculate the value of V1. Okay. The second thing we have to calculate the velocity of whirl at the inlet, Vw1. So this term. For V1 is known, we can calculate the value of Vw1 with the help of angle alpha. Okay. Vw1 is equal to V1 cos alpha. That is, we will get 10.207 meter per second. And the next one is the VR1 relative velocity. This term. VR1 is a part of a right angle triangle. The base is Vw1 minus U1, height is Vf1. So Vw1 minus U1 square plus Vf1 square we will get VR1. Okay. The third one is runner blade angle theta and phi. So theta is equal to tan theta is equal to Vf1 by VR1. We got the value of Vf1, we got the value of VR1. We can calculate the value of tan theta. Tan phi is equal to Vf2 divided by V omega 2 U2. Actually, this is not our velocity triangle. Our velocity triangle is this. So tan phi is equal to Vf by 2 by U2. So the value of U2 can be calculated by pi d2 n by 60. So U2 is equal to 4.712. By using that equation, we can calculate the value of phi. Tan phi is equal to Vf2 by U2. So phi is equal to 20.9 degree. And next thing we will be calculating the width of the runner. So we know the equation of Q is equal to pi d1 b1 vf1, or that is same equal to pi d2 b2 vf2. So comparing these and cancelling the common term, we can write d1 b1 is equal to d2 b2. We know the value of d1 and d2 and b1, so we can calculate the value of b2. Okay. The next thing is the mass of water flowing through the runner. So I have mentioned that mass equal to discharge into density. We know the value of discharge by using the equation pi d1 b1 vf1. So calculate the value of discharge and multiply it with the density of water. So you will get the mass of liquid flowing. Next thing we have to calculate the head of water in the turbine. So we have to use this equation. The net head available is H, and the head of the water coming out of the turbine is equal to V2 square by 2G. The difference between these two will be converted into the total work of the turbine. So we can calculate the using the equation. We can calculate the head available. So V omega we know, V omega 2 equal to 0, that we can cancel. So remaining will be 1 by G V omega 1 U1 is equal to V2 square by 2G. The value of V2 we can calculate from the triangle. V2 is equal to Vf2. So use that equation, we will get the value of H. The next one is a power developed, that is rho A V1 V omega 1 U1 plus or minus V omega 2 U2 divided by 1000. Since V omega 2 is equal to 0, you will be using rho A V1 V omega 1 U1. A1 V1 will be replaced by Q. Rho into Q V omega 1 U1 divided by 1000. This is the total power developed. And hydraulic efficiency is the ratio between runner power and water power. Runner power is equal to rho Q V omega 1 U1. This is the runner power. And water power is equal to rho GQH. Cancelling the common term, we will get V omega 1 U1 divided by GH. So it's a 98.34% is the total hydraulic efficiency. Okay, you get a brief idea how to solve a reaction turbine problem. We will discuss one more problem in the coming classes. Thank you.